Level 1. The Driveway Apprentice. The car sits in the driveway, hood propped open with a stick. The same Civic that's cost you more evenings than it's given you drives. A set of wheels lean against the garage wall, price tag still on them, the first purchase everyone makes and everyone regrets. You stand back with your arms crossed, staring at the car with a hope you can't quite justify yet. Your phone screen is full of search results. Boost, intercooler, header. Words you know but don't yet understand. You hold two engine parts that clearly don't fit together the way the video made it look. A check engine light glows on the dash, and your stomach drops in a way that feels distinctly financial. You're kneeling under the hood on a Saturday, phone propped against the fender, cross-referencing a forum thread you're hoping applies to your car. The new cold air intake sits installed and shining, and your reflection in the chrome looks satisfied but not entirely sure why. You rev the engine in the driveway, and it sounds different, louder, like something happened even if you can't prove it. The car sits in golden hour light while you take a photo of it, because this rank runs on things you can hear and feel and photograph. You fiddle with a laptop cable, meant for tuning software you don't fully know how to read yet. You stand alone in the garage at night, the real lessons of this rank happening in silence, undocumented. A temperature gauge climbs into the red on the highway, and you watch it happen in real time. Your hands tighten on the wheel, headlights streaking past. Adrenaline for a reason you don't understand yet. You push the car into a shop bay, out of options, out of guesses. A mechanic looks under your hood, and his face tells you everything before he says a single word. You stand next to him in silence, because there's nothing left to say that his expression hasn't already covered. You drive home understanding the gap between what you did and what you thought you did. That gap, quiet and specific, is the entire lesson of this rank. Level 2. The Forum Lurker. You're at a desk late at night, closing your own build thread and opening someone else's instead. An old forum page loads, dead links, outdated part numbers, years of buried failure. You scroll fast through page after page, absorbing mistakes that aren't yours yet. You catch yourself predicting the failure in a post 3 replies before the original poster does. On one side, a poster who clearly knows. On the other, a kid repeating something he half remembers. You hold your first real tool, a torque wrench, turning it over like it means something, because it does. A thread describes a stripped bolt disaster, the kind guessing your way through torque specs eventually causes. You set the wrench on the shelf like it's a small trophy, because in a way, it is. You start writing things down, dates, part numbers, torque values, building a record for a future version of yourself. Somewhere, an old notebook page belongs to someone who stopped writing things down and paid for it. You type a reply correcting someone who's been posting longer than you. Their avatar looks confident. Their advice is wrong. You know it because you tested it. You pause mid-sentence, a little surprised by how sure you actually sound. You hit send without waiting to second-guess it. You close the laptop without needing anyone to confirm you were right. A doorway glows faintly ahead of you, one rank ending, another one starting. Level 3. The Shop Hand. You walk into a real shop for the first time, still in your own clothes, still unproven. A shop manager shakes your hand, sizing you up, giving you a chance for reasons that have nothing to do with talent yet. You sweep the floor, humbled by how little any of your home builds mean here. You run parts across the shop floor, entry-level work, the price of admission. You hold a flashlight steady for a tech who's been doing this for 15 years, and even that gets corrected. He adjusts the angle without a word. You learn the angle. You watch him diagnose a problem in 90 seconds that would have taken you all afternoon. He listens to the engine before he even opens the hood. You start listening too. You catalog the moment quietly, a lesson nobody labeled as one. You do your first solo oil change, small, simple, and it matters more than it should. Small tasks stack on top of each other, one competent repetition at a time. A car comes in that has the whole shop stumped. You notice something in the data nobody else caught, and you mention it quietly, expecting to be wrong. The senior tech checks it, you're right. He nods, doesn't make a thing of it, and something shifts in how he assigns your work after that. You understand now that trust here isn't announced. It's built in moments this small. Level 4. The Tuner. The shop hands you your first solo build, an actual paying customer's actual car. The weight of it sits differently than anything you've done on your own vehicles. A mistake here isn't just your time and money anymore. It's someone else's trust sitting in pieces. You research everything twice, double-checking specs you already know by heart, because the margin for error just changed. A wiring issue eats 6 hours on day 3, and a little bit of your confidence with it. You hand the finished car back, not perfect, but better than the customer expected. Their face changes when they hear the engine start. That reaction is the real paycheck. Word moves through the local car community faster than any ad ever could. Within a few months, people are asking for you by name, not just the shop. You start noticing a signature forming in your work, something recognizably yours. A philosophy about reliability over raw numbers, one you never consciously decided on. At a meet, another tuner recognizes your work before you ever say who did it. That unprompted recognition is the actual marker that you've become something more than good with cars. Level 5. The Specialist. You narrow deliberately into one discipline. Turbo systems. Everything else fades to the side. Trying to be great at everything means staying merely competent at all of it. And competent isn't the reputation you want. The narrowing feels like a loss at first, all those other paths quietly closing. But depth is the trade every serious specialist eventually makes. Because depth is what people pay premium prices for. You study failure modes most tuners never even find. Because most builds never get pushed that far. Compressor surge. Uneven cylinder loading. Details that live past where the textbooks stop being useful. You examine a cracked manifold up close, the kind of knowledge that's expensive to earn firsthand. A blown engine sits on the bench. You study it in silence, learning the limit the hard way. A call comes in. A customer's engine didn't survive the tune. Your stomach drops. You calculate the cost of making it right against the cost of your name if you don't. You replace the engine at a loss and explain exactly what went wrong, no deflection. The customer tells more people about how you handled the failure than they ever would have told about a perfect build. You understand now, expensively, that reputation is built as much in recovery as in Level 6. The Shop Owner. You open your own shop, and the skills that made you good at this turn out to be a different skill set entirely. Rent, payroll. A slow month that has nothing to do with your talent under the hood. You hire your first employee and recognize your own old overconfidence looking back at you. You give him the same quiet corrections your old boss once gave you, understanding them for the first time. You start turning work away, not because you can't do it, but because protecting the name matters now too. A slow month drains the account faster than you modeled for. You have a hard conversation about hours with your one employee, because the shop almost doesn't make it. You stand in the doorway at closing time, weathered but still standing. Level 7. The Legend. At a meet you don't even attend, someone's wearing a jacket with your shop's name on it. A build thread references your shop by name, from someone you've never met. A car with an out-of-state plate is parked outside your shop, because someone drove hours specifically for you. You shake hands with a serious builder, mutual respect passing between you without needing to be said. At a meet, a young tech watches you closely, the same way you once watched the senior guys. He asks careful questions, studying how you assess a car before you even open the hood. You recognize the posture. It was yours once. You offer him a quiet correction, unprompted, the same way it was once given to you. This is how the whole thing actually gets passed down, not through training manuals, but through people like you. For a moment, the old driveway and the old Civic flicker faintly behind you. You remember the cold air intake, the mechanic's unreadable face, the entire beginning of this. That version of you would not recognize the one standing here now. Your name is on the wall of a shop you built, trusted with more than that first car ever cost. The shop runs smoothly around you, the old mistakes buried years in the past. A tier ladder glows faintly in the dark, its bottom rung marked with a small driveway icon, direct to camera. Which rank are you standing in right now? You stand confidently in your shop doorway. Proof that you did not start there. The original Civic, small and rough, ghosts faintly in the corner of the frame. The mechanic's unreadable face echoes one final time. The ladder lights up fully from bottom to top, and you're standing steady at the summit, one correctly torqued bolt at a time.